Doing a little handheld moment here. Sorry if we're a little shaky, but I don't feel like getting out a stack of books to make my tripod high enough for my phone. So I'm just gonna hold it. Hi, happy Monday. Welcome to this week's vlog. I gotta do a real quick update because I definitely need to get to bed. My store tomorrow, we're doing our yearly inventory, which means I have to be at work at 6:30 in the morning. And considering it's already 11:30 at night, I definitely need to go to bed. So, my bad. I meant to go to bed at like 10 o'clock. That clearly didn't happen. So, I need to fix that and try and get some sleep. Hi, Tony. Where'd you go? There you are. Hi, buddy. But yeah, I have my store's inventory tomorrow, and then I was also volunteered to go to the other store in my city on Wednesday to do their inventory with them, also at 6:30 in the morning. So it's gonna be 2 very early days in a row for me, and I'm so pleased. I'm so excited to do this. Obviously, I can't wait. No, it's not that bad. I actually don't mind doing inventory. It's a very early day, but I'll survive. If I can get to bed. If I don't go to sleep soon, I might die tomorrow. We'll see. But real quick, reading stuff. I'm only reading 2 things right now, so I know, still reading Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. I haven't touched it, been like a week, so I definitely need to pick that up and finish it. I'm so close to the end too. I think I have maybe like an hour left, give or take, so I could just finish it, but I haven't been in the mood for nonfiction, so I'm just taking my time with that one. But the other thing that I'm reading right now, oh my god, I am obsessed. I'm currently reading For Whom the Bell Tolls by Jaysea Lynn. Oh my god, I love it so much. This is a 700-page book, and I was really hoping that it was gonna be kind of bad so that I could DNF it. But unfortunately, it's excellent. Oh my god, I can't deal with this. It's so good. This one is about a woman who at the very start of the book, she passes away from cancer, and the book is about her time in the afterlife, where she decides to spend her paradise working at a help desk that she created in hell. She went down to hell one time just to visit some friends and check it out, and noticed that it was basically just customer service, except the employees, the demons, get to talk back to the customers and yell at them and tell them to fuck off, and sometimes even hit them, and also maybe beat them up with bats or swords or whatever they feel like, really. And she's like, you know what? That sounds great. She worked in customer service in her mortal life. It was the whole classic customer's always right. Even if someone is berating you, you take it with a smile, basically. So she's like, you know what? This seems like it'd be very therapeutic to do. So she decides to help out. She sets up a help desk. That way all of the rowdy ones will come to her and she'll deal with them while the other demons just keep the line moving, basically. And she gets to have lots of fun. I'm roughly 20% in right now, and I'm like so completely obsessed with it. The last 2 nights in a row, I've gone on a little evening walk for like a half an hour, and my walks are such a vibe. Walk down the street at 10:30 at night with a huge freezy in my Kindle and fully in my pajamas, and I don't even care. I look ridiculous, and I'm here for that. I'm trying to like move more. I can't seem to commit to going to the gym consistently, so I at least want to go on walks at least once per day and still get my ass to the gym. I need to do that too. But at the very least, do some walks. So reading this lovely book while on a walk seems like a great idea, and it's been great. And even on my like literally 5-minute walk to and from work, I'm reading this as I'm walking, and I just like I can't stop thinking about it. My breaks at work, like I need to read this book. It is so fun and so stupid, but it's also really well written. I love the characters. The premise is awesome. The world is so cool. At the beginning, they went through the intricacies of how their system of afterlife works, and it's so interesting, and honestly, kind of sounds like a lovely thing. This is what I hope is the truth, basically. I won't get into details here because I need to go to bed, but it's a really cool system of afterlife, and I'm really enjoying getting to learn about how this author's mind is working in terms of this. And yeah, overall, like this is a really well-rounded book so far, and I really, really hope that it keeps it that way. This is a very, very long book, so it has plenty of room to fuck up. So I'm hoping that it's not going to go downhill from here. I'm thinking positive thoughts only, and that I'm going to continue loving and being fully obsessed with this book. So fingers crossed for me. But anyways, that's what I'm reading right now. I also really need to start my first book for Backless Bash. It's already the 14th of July somehow. I have no idea how time has gone so fast this month, but I haven't even started Backless Bash yet. So I need to fix that. real bad. That will not be a problem for tonight. I need to get my ass to sleep. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm not going to read anymore before I go to bed, because if I do that, I'll be up until 2 a.m. And I cannot do that. I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning. So wish me luck for tomorrow or for the next 2 days. When I come home tomorrow, I really doubt that I'm gonna want to do much of anything. I'm probably just going to bed. So, speaking of which, good night. Oh, I am not doing well. Not at all. Oh my god. Everything hurts. I'm exhausted. It is Wednesday. I did my store's inventory yesterday. That ended up being just about 12 hours of my life. Oh man, I was delirious by the end of the day. So sore, so exhausted. I came home, I ordered pizza, and it was not good. It was very greasy. I'm sad about it. I have a bunch of leftovers and I hate wasting food, so I'm still gonna eat it even though it's not very good. But yeah, that was yesterday. And then today I had to go do it all over again, but at the store on the other side of the city. Luckily not the full day. I didn't have to do the whole 12 hours again. Today was only 5 hours. I finished up there around 12 today, and then I went and got a little haircut and then came home and went to bed basically. I took a nap for like 2 hours, which will probably fuck me over for tonight trying to get to sleep, but whatever. I also, oh my god, I'm mad at myself. I've once again failed my no buy July again this week. I went to the bookstore because I had like 20 minutes for my haircut appointment. I was doing so well. I wasn't gonna buy anything. I had looked around and like there were some things that I wanted that I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't need it. But then I made the poor choice of going to their bargain section. Why did I do that? So I got 2 books. I picked up The Saint of Bright Doors. This one's been on my TBR for maybe like a year and a half or so. It sounds really cool. I love books about doors. I have no idea if it's just like a portal fantasy thing. I hope it is, but like I love this cover so much. It's gorgeous. And the tagline says, Feder was raised to kill, honed as a knife to cut down his stained father. This gave him plenty to talk about in therapy. So I really have no idea what genre it is. Oh, I think I just saw, yeah, something to do with the arrival of a god. I don't know. Sounds fun though, so I can't wait to get to this one at some point. And like, it was $8. I wasn't gonna say no to that. And then I also picked up Hummingbird Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer. I have never read anything from this author, but now I own 2 of his books. So I'm convinced that I'm going to love this author purely because I have watched 1 movie adaptation and I loved it. I will get to his book at some point soon. But yeah, I also just love this cover as well. It is beautiful. It's so colorful and fun. And then for some reading updates, actually the fun part about doing inventory is that I was able to just pop in my headphones and I listened to an entire audiobook, so that was nice. I ended up listening to When the Moon Hits Your Eye by John Scalzi. This is the July pick for the in-person book club that I'm part of, and I really enjoyed this. I haven't put it through Copile yet, but I'm thinking it'll probably get like a high 4-star, not quite a 4.5, so like a 4.25. I don't really use the quarter ratings, but this feels like a time where a 4.25 would be needed. But yeah, this was great. It was funny and stupid and had really dark humor in it. I loved all of the many characters. So this one is about what would happen if the moon suddenly turned into a giant wheel of cheese, and follows a whole bunch of characters all over the states and just kind of how they're reacting to it. And it's everyone from the president to this one billionaire guy, retail workers, and a friend friend group of 12-year-olds, just a whole bunch of people from all different walks of life, and just kind of how they're responding to this crazy event that's happening. Do they believe it? Do they think that it's a hoax? What's going to happen? Is the moon going to change back at some point? And yeah, it was just a really interesting read. People are just kind of grappling with the fact that this might be their new reality and struggling to believe it, and also just kind of coming to terms with all of that. There is more to the plot than that, but I don't know what would be considered a spoiler. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, this was great. It was really funny. I had so many moments where I actually laughed out loud. It made me tear up a little bit in some places. It was thoughtful. Also, the audiobook is narrated by Will Wheaton, so obviously gonna love that. That man can read me his grocery list, and I would thank him for it. But yeah, great time with that one, and I'm glad that I got to get paid to read a book. I love that. I think that's it. I don't think I have any other reading updates right now. Have I gotten any farther in For Whom the Bell Tolls? I don't think so. I think I've been too tired to read much on my Kindle. Yeah, I'm still 19% of the way through. I think that's where I was at the last time. So no progress there, but that is my plans for the rest of the night. Although I do have a headache and I'm feeling kind of nauseous right now. Maybe I'll just go to bed. It's like 6 o'clock right now, but like, I could go to bed. I've been watching The Simpsons lately. I never really watched that show as a kid. It wasn't typically my kind of humor, but lately I'm kind of feeling that kind of humor. So I've been watching that just like every once in a while. I'll put on a random episode, but maybe I'll just lie in bed and watch The Simpsons until I fall asleep. That kind of sounds like a vibe right now. I don't know. Ooh, or also Star Trek. I could do some Star Trek. We'll see. I don't know. I'll crawl in bed and decide from there. But either way, I gotta go, and I'll check back in later on. It has been a very busy week. It's somehow already Sunday. I don't know how we've gotten here so fast. My glasses are disgusting. Oh my god. Ugh. Much better. Yeah, I've had a very busy week just in terms of like all of the work things that I've talked about, and then my roommate and I haven't hung out for a while, so we've done 2 nights in a row of movie night and dinner together and rant and errands together, all that fun stuff. And I've also been reading quite a bit, so that's always nice. I don't remember if I mentioned that I started reading Love, Death, and Robots, but I did, and I finished it, and it was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars. The show, honestly, I would say is way better. The book is still really good, and I do recommend it if you're a fan of the show or just a fan of cool sci-fi in general. But comparing the two together, the show is definitely more interesting and more engaging. My favorite episodes from the show still ended up being my favorite stories in the book, so that was nice. So The Dump is probably my all-time favorite. I love that one so much. I also really like, I don't know what it's called, but the one where they're kind of far off in a galaxy and they keep waking up over and over again. I won't spoil it, but that one's also a favorite, and that was really well done in book form. There were also, I think 3 or 4 of them were written by John Scalzi, so that was cool timing that I had just finished the John Scalzi book. But yeah, overall, a pretty solid read. I did enjoy that one. What else have I read this week? I read something else. Did I finish something else? I don't know. I forget right now. I just looked it up before I sat down to film this to kind of refresh myself, and I already forget. For Whom the Bell Tolls, I've made some progress on. Whenever I've had a chance to actually sit down and read that one, I have been loving what I'm reading still. I think I'm about 60-ish% of the way through, a bit more than 60, I think, and still having a blast with that book. It's made me laugh out loud. It's made me tear up a little bit. This is a very well-rounded book, and I'm just having so much fun with it. This is feeling like a 5-star, and I'm so excited about it. Can't can't wait to see where it goes from here. Oh, Binti. I'm reading the second book in the Binti series called Home. I left the book downstairs and I'm having a pretty good time with that one. It's not my favorite. I think the first one was definitely better, but I like it enough to at least finish it, and it's pretty short. It's only about 100 pages or so. So I'll definitely finish it, but it'll probably honestly be like maybe a 3.5 star, I think. For being so short is really having a hard time holding my attention, and I don't really know why, but it's fine. There was something else. Hang on, I have to go check again. I finished Sister Outsider. That was the other one. Yeah, so I finished that one up finally. It took me about 3-ish weeks to read that one, a bit less than 3 weeks. It was really good. I definitely enjoyed it and learned quite a bit from it. I still don't really know how to talk about nonfiction, especially this kind of nonfiction. So I feel like with memoirs and things, they're easier to talk about because, you know, you can talk about like their writing style and how engaging it was and like your personal interest in their life and that kind of thing. So this was just essays on like a certain topic. So I don't really know how to talk about how I feel about it. They were interesting, and again, I learned a lot, but I have no idea how to talk about my thoughts on it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I've also decided that I think I'm going to stop rating nonfiction, partially because I again have no idea how to talk about it, but also I feel guilty giving nonfiction less than 5 stars, even if I don't really feel like it's 5 stars, mainly with memoirs where I'm like, I don't want to give someone's life a 3 or 4 star because that just feels rude. Even though things like writing style and pacing and that kind of thing are still valid critiques to have, it just doesn't feel right to give nonfiction less than 5 stars. So I just kind of always give them 5 stars, and that's really skewing my stats. So I think I'm just going to stop rating nonfiction. But anyways, that's the updates for right now. It's like 2 o'clock right now, so I'm going to make some lunch. I just got back from the gym 2 days in a row, might I add. Look at me go. But yeah, I'm tired and I'm hungry, so lunchtime, and then I'm gonna do some cleaning and hopefully get some more reading in as well. That would be great. I would like to finish Binti today. I don't have very much left in it. I think I just need to actually focus on it for like 45 minutes and I'll be able to finish it. So wish me luck there. But I will check in later on once I've hopefully finished that one. I'm sure surprising no one, I did not check back in on Sunday, but I did finish Binti. Not the whole thing, just book 2, which is Home. And yeah, this did come out to a 3.5 star. None of my thoughts really changed after my last update. The writing is beautiful, the world is cool, I enjoyed the plot. It just for some reason could not hold my attention very well, so it was kind of a drag to get through it. I'm still going to read the last book though, of course, at some point. I'm not really sure when. Actually, how long is the last book? Ooh, the last book is called The Night Masquerade, which I now know what that means, and that's exciting. Actually, I am looking forward to that. The last book is a bit longer. It's about 150 pages, so hopefully I'll get to that soon. Probably not this month because I have too many things that I'm trying to finish before the end of the month, which is in a week, but I'll definitely put it on the TBR for August. But yeah, decent time here. Quick update, didn't really have much to say about it, but that has been read at long last. And then with For Whom the Bell Tolls, I'm currently 76% of the way through this one and have continued to have an amazing time. I'll be finishing this one early next week for sure. So look out for my final thoughts on that one in next week's vlog. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this week's vlog. Thanks for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.